Welcome to Flaktest Gaming, the eSports live show. I'm Jacob, and this is episode 4. I'm alone in the studio again. If you tuned in last week, you would have seen and heard that Pete didn't sound very good. He looked a bit more like patient zero from some sort of pandemic outbreak. So we've quarantined him to a small Harry Potter cupboard under the desk. He should be fine as long as we give him some air and some water. He'll survive. Don't worry about him. Look, today is going to be a big day as we move into some really important matches that you're going to be seeing very, very soon. And we're going to be finding out who the first team in our semi-finals for the Flaktest eSports 2017 National Inter-School Championship is going to be. Of course, if that's one of the teams who is over east, they get even closer to that chance of being flown to Perth, Western Australia, to perform in front of a live studio audience. We're going to fly you over. We'll look after you. But before we get into any of that, let's look at what's happening in the esports news at the moment. Everyone's favourite topic, Overwatch. We've spoken about it almost every single week, and that's great because the guys over at Overwatch are making changes. People say they're not happy with things, they get in there and they make changes. And they bring us new things for free. So the newest thing at the moment is the new map that's come out called Junkertown. It's set in Australia. I don't know if it's really in Australia. I just finished the round now, and I kind of hoped for a few more things, a few more Easter eggs or Kinder Surprises, if you will. I didn't see any tins of Milo lying around, didn't see any jars of Vegemite. I mean, I've expected those things to be in there. Maybe they are there and I couldn't find them, and if you do, then let us know. So Junkertown is a brand new map that's available on PTR at the moment. No word as yet as to when it goes live, but it only came out a few days ago, so who knows, next week, the week after. They're pretty quick with those sorts of things. And it's set in rural Australia, or at least what looks like someone explained to the developers that Australia looks like. And you push the objective like we've come to be used to in Overwatch. And it's a big floating bed filled with jewels and a big safe in the middle. And other than that, it's pretty cool. It's a very twisty and windy kind of map that you will have lots and lots of fun getting shot in the back on. But if you haven't checked it out already, jump on the PTR and check out Junkertown map for Overwatch. While you're there, you'll also notice that some of the changes we spoke about last week that came to D.Va and to Mercy have been changed a little bit as well. So they've both received a little bit of a nerf. D.Va's missiles have been tweaked a little bit, nothing too great there, but Mercy has been changed quite a bit again. So her ultimate, which is called Valkyrie, which gave her all of those crazy buffs and all the boosts, has been toned back just a little bit, so she doesn't get that insane damage DPS. Her flight speed's been lowered from 11 to 9. She doesn't feel so offensive anymore. She's still that, that defensive character, that support character, whereas before, when she went full on crazy battle Mercy mode, she was putting out more DPS, it felt, than some of the other heroes that should be doing the DPSing. So it's been toned back a little bit, probably more in line as to what we're going to expect to see on live instead of the PTR. Again, no word when those changes for Mercy and for D.Va are coming, but the guys over at Overwatch, they're pretty quick. I can't imagine it's going to be too far away anyway. And that is what's happening in Overwatch. As we move forward, we talk about GST. Now, don't change off to some other channel or something else. It's not a finance chat. It's good news. If you've been paying attention, then you know that on platforms like Steam and the Blizzard store, they've been talking about the fact that the Australian government has said, you're not charging GST tax, you need to be. It's gone on too long. Well, this was meant to happen as of the 1st of September 2017, and everyone geared up to be paying 10% more for all of their games and digital content. And then the government postponed it till next year. So next September in 2018 it's coming, which is great because it means that for just a little bit longer, we'll only be paying slightly a lot more than we should be for games on Steam and those other sorts of platforms. It seems there's already that artificial Australian increase because, it costs so much to send that data across the ocean. But it's good news. So putting off the GST for another year. The other thing that's happened quite recently, that again at Flaktest we talk about quite a bit, it's one of our favourite games, Destiny 2. The beta for PC wrapped up not too long ago. If you haven't already checked out the review that we did for the Destiny 2 beta on PS4, you can check it out in a video that we'll link in the description and also we'll put in the comments for the videos. Go and check that one out, it's pretty cool, but the beta for the PC wrapped up just a few days ago. And look, without trying to be a massive Destiny fanboy that I know that I am, it was pretty amazing. It's everything that you come to expect from Destiny in 60 FPS. The graphics were amazing, and what's really, really cool is that on some of the older systems that we tested it on, it ran really well at a solid 60 FPS, which is phenomenal for a AAA title to come out and still on older 5-year-old hardware, still run really smooth at 1080p, 60 FPS. That's saying something. Look, there are a few weird things when it comes to Destiny about the control scheme that seem a bit like, make out that it really is a port from a console to a PC. Some of the control layouts a little bit weird. Of course, with Destiny, they have gone for the realism factor when it comes to the control. So things like when you're running, you can't strafe left and right. You turn faster to one side than the other because that's how you'd be geared anyway. Those things are still present. They were there in Destiny 1. They're here in Destiny 2. It's nothing too exciting or nothing to get too worked up about. But seriously, playing Destiny 2 on PC feels like it's really a PC game. It really does. It doesn't feel like some of the other horrible games that have been made on the console, ported terribly across to PC. It looks really great. You might just need to remap some of the keys, and if that's the worst thing that we see, then cool, that's great. The bad thing is that it's not coming out for like 50-something days, which is almost 2 months after it releases for console. On console, the release date is the 6th of September, and we're not looking till way into October before we're going to see Destiny 2 on the PC. So for me, I'm going to be playing on PC, and what I'm really going to have to look out for, just like you would if you haven't finished the latest season of Game of Thrones, go watch it, by the way, it's amazing, is that all of the things that are cool about Destiny 2 are going to be released, and people are going to be talking about it on Reddit and on Imgur. It's going to be on all those platforms, and people like us who are playing on the PC aren't going to get to experience it firsthand. So, look, it would have been nice if the game came out at the same time, but it's obviously because they want to get this game right. They want to get it right and not muck around and make it so it feels not like a port, but like an actual game. And look, if it takes 2 weeks, Bungie, then okay, it takes 2 weeks and we'll just deal with it somehow, I guess. Maybe you're hoping that we'll get it on PlayStation or Xbox as well, but it won't happen. I'm not going to do it. I think I'm not going to do it. I don't know what's going to happen. I can't be sure of what's going to happen. In other news, Ark Survival is out of early access. Wow, that's only been years and years coming for a game that decided that before they were out of early access, they'd charge for DLC. You know, not sure how I feel about that. But look, they're out, and they've been doing this for a number of years, so you think that when they launch, everything would be great. But it wasn't. There were plenty of server issues. It was hard to get onto a game. Even now, I think all of the servers that are available feel full. You can't get into a great game, and lags, and just what were you thinking, guys? You know, like, you've had all this time to get it right and you didn't do it. Whatever. Ark Survival, no, not picking that up, not playing that again. I'm holding out for Destiny 2. Actually, in fact, what I can share with you is that here at Flaktest, we are now looking into some VR stuff. So stay tuned and keep following us on flaktest.com and, of course, on our Facebook page to find out some more information about what we're going to be doing with VR and perhaps what you can be doing with us in VR, in virtual reality, in the real world. It's going to be really cool. I can't say any more than that. I can't say any more than that. But what I can tell you is what you're going to be seeing today and what's coming up. So we've got some Overwatch games that are coming up, which is really cool. We don't usually show Overwatch games in playoff season, but it is the semi-finals. So we've got GSCC versus Atwell Bad Job in Overwatch, and you'll also be having North Rockhampton High School versus Shenton Team 1. You'll be able to catch those on flaktest.com as well as on our YouTube channel and Facebook. A bit later on in the day, you're going to be seeing the upper bracket finals for Shenton College versus Fairvalians. That is going to be really, really cool. As I mentioned earlier, the team that wins that is going to be going into the National eSports Grand Final. So very exciting stuff. That's all coming up very soon as our commentators will be getting to the studio and they're gearing up right now. So you'll be seeing Jesse and Nathan on the stage right here very soon. Before I go and before any of that, don't go too far away. Don't change the channel. Stay locked in because very, very soon we're going to be drawing the winner for the Corsair Scimitar RGB MOBA Pro mouse. That's going to be coming up right after this ad break, so don't go anywhere. We'll see you very soon. Play at your peak with PLE Computers. Get the Flaktest Rocket pre-built gaming PC exclusive to PLE right now at ple.com.au. It's got an Intel Core i5 7400 Kaby Lake 3GB processor, the MSI B250i Gaming Pro AC Micro ATX motherboard, as well as 8GB of DDR4 2400MHz RAM. Of course, they've thrown in a 480GB SSD, the GeForce GTX 1060 graphics card, and not to mention it looks amazing with more LEDs and RGB lights than you can throw a stick at. Get it now, the Flaktest Rocket pre-built gaming PC exclusive to PLE, ple.com.au. Welcome back to Flaktest Gaming, the eSports live show. Thanks for sticking around. Coming up very soon are going to be our games. First up, you'll see Overwatch as GSCC take on Atwell Badjob. And then we move into the upper bracket finals for League of Legends, Shenton College versus the Fairvalians. As I said earlier, the team that wins that goes through to the grand final for the Flaktest Season 1 of the Interschool National Esports Championship. And if you're one of the teams that's over east, we will fly you here to Perth, WA, to play in front of a live studio audience. So those games are coming up very soon. Don't go anywhere. But I did promise that we would draw the winner for the Corsair Scimitar RGB MOBA Pro RGB gaming mouse. It has got more lights than you'll ever believe. It's this mouse here. And I have on a little piece of paper here who the winner is. But before I do that, before I read out who that is, I want to make a big thank you, of course, to our sponsors, Corsair. Thank you so much for sending us that awesome box last week. If you didn't get a chance to see that, go and watch last week's video, episode 3. You'll see Pete and I tear apart a box of goodies from Corsair, and you'll see all the great things in there that we have. And we're going to be giving away a few more things in the next coming weeks, so make sure you stick around for those. Of course, another big thank you as well to PLE Computers as well for outfitting us with all the great gear that we need to run and do this season. So, without further ado, the winner for the Corsair Scimitar RGB MOBA gaming mouse is Mr. Jack Collins. So Jack, congratulations. We will be in touch with you very soon and we will get this mouse to you and you are going to love it because it has, look at this, it's got buttons everywhere. It's great. But we need to go. The games are going to start very soon. So stick around. Follow us on Facebook, on Twitter, on YouTube. Get us on flaktest.com. This is the Flaktest Esports live show. I'm Jacob. We'll be right back. Play at your peak with PLE Computers. Get the Flaktest Rocket pre-built gaming PC exclusive to PLE right now at ple.com.au. It's got an Intel Core i5 7400 Kaby Lake 3GB processor, the MSI B250i Gaming Pro AC Micro ATX motherboard, as well as 8GB of DDR4 2400MHz RAM. Of course, they've thrown in a 480GB SSD, the GeForce GTX 1060 graphics card, and not to mention it looks amazing with more LEDs and RGB lights than you can throw a stick at. Get it now, the Flaktest Rocket pre-built gaming PC exclusive to PLE, ple.com.au.